Hey everyone, so today is Monday and I'm gonna do a little trade recap of the trades I took this week or last week. So it was a 6.2 hour trading week and I'm very happy about it because I passed some more challenges and also I got funded again after losing my previous funded account. So yeah, I will show you my trades. Okay, so this is the daily chart. We obviously just had this big move up and then a pullback over here. So let's go on a 4 hour. We had a reaction after breaking slash sweeping this low. Price went up into this area of interest. And since this was Monday, right before London Open, I wanted to see a Judas swing into discount of this leg, ideally into this order block. And then I wanted it to potentially form the low of the week to then push higher. So let's go lower. We had these, relative equal highs, and I wanted to see a sweep and a strong rejection. And I was on the M5 for this. So yeah, over here we got our sweep. So I had set an order. I set my fib from this high to this low, and then I wanted to enter around here, aligned with this FEG. But then price didn't tag me in. So it is what it is. But then I took the continuation entry over here. So I dragged my fib from the high to the low. You know the drill. I don't know if anyone's like this, but I always do a little bit over 2 hour, for instance, to cover commission. I don't know. I'm probably the only one doing that, but that's me. But then let's see. Yeah, price dropped and it went to a 2 hour. So I could have TP'd here, but I didn't. I saw these equal lows, so I was pretty confident that price would come back and then target the equal lows. So I actually entered a continuation entry later, like this. And once I was in the trade, I saw that DXY didn't create equal lows or equal highs, but that it had swept. So I was losing a bit of confidence in the trade, and I didn't want to over risk knowing this. So that's why I closed this one at break even, and I let this one run. So let's remove this one. So yeah, I was still in this, and at first I was gonna aim for 4 hour just at the order block, and 4 hours a nice percentage. Yeah, so TP would have been hit here, but at some point I was like, ooh, it's coming down pretty fast, so I'm gonna aim for 5R, and then I will just drill my stop loss. And I almost got there, but yeah, not really. But then I saw this impulsive candle up. After this bullish candle here, and I decided to close, and eventually I closed for 3.2R. So I'm happy about that. Obviously 4R would have been nicer, but whatever. This is still great. And there's actually another continuation entry over here. But yeah, like I said, I didn't want to over risk. Okay, so let's go to the next day. Yeah, so this is where London opens, and yeah, let me see. Out of this order block, we had a reaction, but this is super corrective. So, and then we had the strong move down. So I was like, okay, we might go lower still. So I was zooming out on the H4, and I think I had this order block marked out. Yeah, so this day I was still looking for short-term shorts, even though I was bullish for the week. Yeah, for this day, I was actually taking a M15 entry. So we had obviously this corrective price action, building up a lot of liquidity under these lows. And then we had this sweep and a pretty strong move down, also sort of an Asia sweep. So here's where I drag my fib. Okay, yeah, so this was the M15 trade. And I didn't cover this high over here, but I did cover this high. So let's play this out. And as you can see, I almost got stopped out, almost. When I saw a big sweep on DXY, I was like, okay, cool, price doesn't necessarily have to go up again. So that's why I didn't close at break even, but I left it open. And then, yeah, we had a strong push down. And I actually wanted a continuation entry over here, but I didn't get tagged in. So eventually I TP'd for 3R. And that's where I funded, or where I passed another funded account. So that was pretty cool. Okay, so I actually took another trade this day. This is where I TP'd for 3R. And then we had this push up, and I was long on this fib entry over here. And then I closed for 1R to pass another challenge. And I closed the rest for break even because I was happy with my profit and I didn't really want to give back. And I kind of lost faith in the trades. So yeah. Now fast forward to Wednesday. Obviously, I was bullish because we are in this AY and this price action is super corrective. We've built up lots of buy side liquidity. So I wanted longs, but first I wanted one more sweep. I wasn't fully convinced by this. Then at one point I saw this leg down after we swept this high over here, as you can see. So we swept this and I took a short here. This was the short because, yeah, I wanted another sweep of this low basically. But yeah, I got tagged out. And looking back at it, this was just very risky and, yeah, just way too risky because bias was long. And I can definitely learn from this entry here because I've been here, I've taken trades like this more often where bias is long, but then I take a short because I wanted to see one more sweep, but that isn't really necessary. So it's too risky to take it. And I basically got reminded that I don't have to be so stubborn. Um, like I said, the sweep doesn't have to happen and bias is long, so I should just stick to the plan and look for longs only. Then I was looking for longs because obviously we had this push up. And this would have been a M5 entry. I had it marked out, but I deleted it because, yeah, I took my first loss on my funded account and I was being very careful. Also on M15, it looked like price had swept liquidity. So, yeah, it had a big wick and I didn't want to risk it. So I let that one go, but then I wanted to take this one. Actually, the price didn't come back. And then I actually was in this entry over here. Yeah, so this long, but at the same time, I was aware that we were in this order block over here. This 1 hour order block where we could potentially have a little pullback before continuing up again, like that. But obviously we were bullish, so I still entered the trades. Um, yes, it is. But then it took a long time, and like I said, I just had my first loss on my funded accounts, and I was like, no, I'm gonna TP for 1 hour, then I'm break even for the day, and then price absolutely just left, as you can see. Right the second I closed here, price just went up. and I could have TP'd for 5R at the next level. Yeah, next level for my TP would have been this high over here, and that would have been 5R. But it is what it is. This was right before the Trump news. And then price went pretty crazy. And I didn't trade on Thursday, and Friday was NFP, so I didn't trade either. So that was basically my week. So that's it. Like I said, I'm very happy about it. And yeah, it's just gonna be a big year. I feel it. It's gonna be a big quarter. Q2 just started, and I'm super excited. So I hope you have a good trading week, and I will see you soon. Bye.